This is step one of the simple walkthrough of creating a game. So our first step is going to be to make ourselves a little hero or a player. Go to PiskelApp.com, which makes it really easy to create your own animations. Um, and then you're going to want to sign in so that you can save your sprite. Mine is going to sign in automatically. I think there's a sign in with Google option, or you might have to create an account. But go ahead and sign in, and then we'll click Create Sprite. And that will get us into this new editor. This is a pretty simple frame-by-frame editor. The default will be like a 32 pixel sprite, so it's going to be pretty tiny. You can change those settings over with this gear if you want to make it bigger. Oh, maybe you can. Where is it? Nope, not that gear. Let's see. Resize. Here we go. Resize the drawing area. So maybe I'll make my sprite 64 by 64 just to be a little bit bigger. All right. One nice thing, they have this vertical mirror pen, which lets you make things symmetrical. So for my game, I'm going to make my guy be a little turtle that moves around. So I'll get a green screen, or green. And this will make it perfectly symmetrical, which is nice. There it shows me what it would look like. And I'll choose a different shade for the head. I'll make the head really bright. There's also a paint tool you might be familiar with. And that's kind of the basics of this. It's pretty straightforward, but the whole idea of an animation, so there's my little turtle guy. And it shows it kind of zoomed. If you want to see the original size, that's how it will actually look. It'll be smaller, the 1x there. This is a zoomed in pixelated view. So what it would look like in your game is that. You can make new frames by duplicating the frame, and then if you were to change something, that's how you make the animation. So these are the different steps of the video, and this will then play them. So for example, if I wanted to make the turtle, there, now the turtle shell is flashing between two colors. Often, like, I'm going to make little legs. So there's a concept of layers in drawing programs that's very handy. You can create a new layer, and it shows you kind of the old layer in see-through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the turtle's legs move as it walks. And maybe I'll make the legs be like a funny brown shade. And I can start with the legs. Out like this. Should be able to use, let's see if I can use the fill. Oops, that was a mistake. Should be an undo. Control Z will undo. I'll just pen them in. All right, so there's the little legs. It's a little confusing when you're in the layer view because it only shows you one layer at a time here. But up there you can see the whole turtle. So I can actually see when I look at it real size that my legs are kind of too small to see. So I'm going to make the legs a little bit bigger so they're more obvious. There we go. Now we can see them a little better. If I felt like it, I could make like a darker outline around them or something. Make these legs even more obvious. And I'll show you how we animate them in just a second, which is kind of fun. So there's the little legs. Oh, I guess a turtle should also have a tail, huh? We'll make a tail in a sec. All right, so I got the legs all drawn, and I will draw the little tail. And there's my little turtle. He looks pretty cool. Now the fun is going to be when I duplicate. So if I duplicate the frame, the reason the layers are handy is I can just grab an individual piece of it, and I could potentially, oops, don't do that, rotate the whole thing. I could move it, which is nice. Oopsie daisies. Well, never mind. That was the wrong button. Let's try it again. Duplicate it. I can move the whole layer. All the legs would move. Um, so now you see the little legs are jittering. I also might decide that I want these legs to actually rotate. So I'll draw them slowly rotating. And it saves the colors you've used before, so you can grab those colors again and fill in. All right, so now I got the legs kind of moving. I might not do too much because this is just a quick demo. One easy to do thing I could do, I could grab this leg. Oops. Let's see. Grab the leg, Control X to copy, Control V to paste, grab the move. Forget that. That's a pain. All right, well, so much for this. The little selections aren't as easy as I thought. I guess it might have been smart to make one layer for each leg. Then I could just move them around. They shift back and forth now and move. I'll just make this frame more dramatic. There we go. And oops. All right, so just got to erase the bad parts there. And now I'll have my little turtle swimming. You could spend a long time on this if you want, but you can do something really simple to start. And the nice thing is you can build your game with something simple, and then if you've got some night you're watching some bad TV or something and you're like, you know, it would be relaxing is drawing. You can come back and you can draw a cooler sprite, and you can later just paste that in. So you don't need anything awesome for your first round. Um, and you can save this and edit it again later. So there's my turtle. He looks kind of like he's swimming now. And what I might do is just duplicate this slide and move it a little bit so it's like got the two positions and then the two legs just kind of move slightly. So there he goes. He looks kind of like he's swimming. I could also add another layer with some eyes. That'd be an easy thing to do. I just grab everybody loves a turtle with eyes. And I probably want to copy that. Oops, that didn't work. Let's use the selection tool to grab it. So I'll copy. paste, paste, paste. And again, simple little effects. I can make the eyes just move around a little bit. So now his eyes are kind of jittering. That might be too much jitter, so maybe I'll make him just jitter once and I can watch it. So there we go. I got my little turtle. All right, beautiful. Here's the giant version if I want to see him. You can see him swimming, it's moving. All right, so that's sort of my first step. I want to click save here, and that will let me name him and come back and edit him later. I can say save to my gallery. All right, and then to put him in my game, it depends a little bit what you're using, but we're going to assume for this that you're going to use CodePen, and you're going to actually, when you go to export, you're going to export what's called a data URI, and it's kind of cool. It actually takes all the data of your image and it puts it into this encoded string. So those letters are actually your drawing, just encoded. So you can just copy that, and that's what you'll need. In the next video, I'll show you how to take that and put it into your game. All right.